Today I'm going to cover 8 marketing strategies that I've used to sell thousands of books. If you're new here, my name's Shelby Lee. I'm an author and book marketer, and I've grown my audience on social media to more than 500,000 followers and have sold tens of thousands of books through social media. So I'm going to talk about social media in this video, but I also have some other marketing strategies that I've used to sell books that I want to cover as well. But I'd be lying if I said that the majority of my sales did not come from Instagram and TikTok. So that's where I'm going to start, and I also have a couple playlists of videos on Instagram and TikTok if you are interested in learning more about them. The first place that I started to sell my book was on Instagram. Technically, it was actually Tumblr back in the day, but Instagram was really where I saw the most growth and actual sales. I use Instagram every other day or every day to share information about my books, to go behind the scenes with my books, to show up on my Instagram stories and link people directly to my books. With Instagram, I really focus on connections with my readers, thanking them for resharing my posts or sharing photos of my books and reading them. I ask questions to my readers in my Instagram stories, do polls and quiz questions to learn more about my readers and what they enjoy most, and it's really my platform for connection. The second strategy I use is marketing on TikTok. Now, I've done an entire video on how I sell books on TikTok, and I've created an entire Book Talk Blueprint guide to teach authors step by step how to sell books on TikTok. So I won't go into too much detail in this video, but I've been posting pretty much every day for the past few years. I've even started new accounts just to prove to people that it's not too late to start and grow on TikTok this year. But with TikTok, you really have to have a strategy in place and know what performs well. Quick, fast-paced videos with an enticing hook or headline to get people's attention is so important, but it is so powerful when you do it right and can sell thousands of books there. So if you haven't gotten started on TikTok, I highly recommend giving it a shot. Even if you just try it for a couple months to see if it's for you or not, that's totally fine. I think it takes more time than that to really see success. But if you're questioning it, I think it's worth trying. I'm going to move away from strictly social media strategies for this video and talk about other ways that I've sold my books. The next one being through podcast interviews. Now, this takes a little bit of research to learn where your audience might be. This could be asking your audience on social media, what podcasts do you like to listen to? Or just doing some general research, typing in some keywords and trying to find podcasts on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, or even just Googling it. There's also a couple of resources such as matchmaker.fm, which can match you with podcasts that are looking for guest hosts, or there are even various Facebook groups that I've used to pitch myself and find podcasts to be on. During my book launch last year, I did around 10 to 12 podcast interviews around the time of my book launch and found some new followers on social media from that who messaged me to tell me that they found me from a podcast that I was on. So this can be a really useful way to not only grow your audience, but to get your books in front of new people. Similarly to this is doing blog interviews. One trap to try to avoid is just doing author interviews on websites that only do author interviews. A lot of the times they'll charge you for doing an author interview, but they don't actually get in front of your audience. Most of their audience is going to be other authors. So you really want to try and think about where your audience is and where they might be going online. Again, you could ask your audience yourself on Instagram stories, or you could just do some research into it. A good option that I really like is medium.com. It's a blogging and news website where you can make your own free account and write articles. They have thousands of publications you can pitch your articles to or possibly get interviewed by one of those publications. Next is email newsletters, which I believe in wholeheartedly. If you are marketing your work on social media, you need to have a platform off of social media that you own and that no one can take away from you. And that is an email list. Sorry for the lighting going in and out. The sun is really just going behind the clouds constantly. You can really grow your audience with an email newsletter by offering a lead magnet. This is something that you offer for free to get people onto your list, such as a free short story, a free first chapter of your book, exclusive behind the scenes, something that really makes your audience interested in wanting to give you their email address. But once you have their email address, email marketing can be so powerful. You should absolutely be using email marketing to promote your books, but it's also such an amazing way to connect with your readers, get to know them on a deeper level, have them get to know you on a deeper level, and give them educational or inspiring content in their inbox, while also promoting your new books. It is so powerful to be able to send out an email to your most interested readers on release day, to announce pre-orders, to get early reviews. So I really recommend that you use email marketing. Come on, sun. It's so dark, it's ridiculous. My platform of choice is MailerLite. It is free up until 1,000 subscribers, and they have automations, which means that when people join your newsletter, you send out a free book without having to lift a finger, which is really important when it comes to having that lead magnet. The next strategy that I've used for my books is pre-order campaigns. and doing some sort of giveaway or incentive to get more pre-orders. With my last 2 books, I've had hundreds, if not thousands, of pre-orders on my books because I've offered incentives that I know my audience would want. And you'll hear me say this a billion times, but it's really about asking your readers what they want. I asked my followers and gave them a few options and let them tell me what they wanted. For me, that was signed books of my past books, custom poems, since I am a poet. I did signed postcards. And of course, you want to have a limit so that if you do get thousands of pre-orders, you don't have to send out 1,000 postcards. But it can also incentivize people to pre-order early. So I did around 40 postcards for my last book, and then also had other incentives that they could win by just filling out a quick Google form and showing me a screenshot of their order. But this can really, really help to boost your pre-orders or even first week orders if that's what you want to do instead. The next thing I did is reach out to authors that are comparable to me, that I really admire and love, to write a blurb for the book. I only did this for a couple authors, but it meant a lot to me that they did that. And I also sent my books to some early readers. In the past, when I've self-published books, I've also asked early readers to read and review the book, so that way on release day, they can go and post a review. In my most recent traditionally published books, they were available on NetGalley, which is also an option where you can have your book available early to different book bloggers and reviewers. And finally, something that I always like to do is send copies of books in the first week of release to people in my niche or genre who I know will love the book and might even talk about it on social media. So for me, this is other poets and authors in my community that I love and admire and respect, but who also have comparable audiences to me who I know would also enjoy the book. So I asked some people if they would like a free copy of the book. I don't ask for anything in exchange, but if they enjoy it and want to post about it, they certainly can. And that can be a really good way to get your book in front of new people as well. And it doesn't just have to be other authors or other readers who are posting about books. Really think about your niche and who could be a good fit. Since my genre is mental health and poetry, I don't just send my books to poets. I've sent them to compassion therapists and people who focus on the mental health and self-love niche with their content. I hope these strategies helped you to think a little bit deeper about your book marketing strategy, launching and pre-orders, and all of these things that go into a successful book. There is so much we can do with our books to get them in front of our audience and the right readers. So I hope that these strategies helped you to think about this a little bit deeper. If you are having trouble with TikTok or Instagram marketing, I will link the guides that I have below that are step-by-step guides with video tutorials to help you grow and sell books on those platforms. If you liked this video and want to see more on book marketing strategies, please like and subscribe and let me know what you'd like to see next, because I'm happy to do videos on what my audience wants. Thank you so much for watching and have a wonderful rest of your day.